Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Tuesday show. How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys had an amazing Memorial Day weekend. It was super busy here. I didn't go out anywhere. We just cleaned and did a lot of different things preparing for this Friday to go on Utopia of the Seas. So, hopefully, you guys had an amazing Memorial weekend and are ready for the show. Today is going to be Disney based. We're going to be talking about Disney does it better. There's 19 different things that Disney does better than any other cruise line, according to this article. So hopefully you guys are ready to go and have all, especially Samara. She should be here in a little bit. Oh, there she is. There's this Queen of Disney. Welcome in. And Samara's going to like this show today because it's all about her today. It is all about her. So hopefully, guys, you're ready and we're going to unpack all of this. But before I start the show, if you guys are brand new to my channel, my name is Jackie Gonzalez. I am a travel advisor for Expedia Cruises. So if you ever need anything travel related, give me a call. With that being said, guys, hit that like button, sit back, relax, and let's start this amazing show that we have for you guys today. If you have any questions while I go through the whole information that I got for you guys, just put it in the comments. And for those of you that always watch the channel but never comment, just say, I'm just saying thank you. Thank you for always being here, for being a support to Travel Adventures. With that being said, let's get to it because we have a lot of information to unpack here. And when I picked this show, I thought about Samara because I know how much she loves Disney. And for those of you that travel on Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, and all Margaritaville and everything else, maybe you get to compare some of these things and see if it's true that Disney truly does it better. So with that being said, because we have a lot to go over, we're going to start it. And first and foremost, there's going to be about 19 to 20 something things that Disney Cruise Line does better, supposedly, than any cruise line out there. And yet, people continue to book Disney again and again and again. And I can attest to that because Samara's here, and that's the only cruise line she actually cruised. And you might assume that that means that you could be a huge, obviously you have to be a huge Disney fan to be able to repeatedly go on Disney. And just like, if you like the Marvel movies, and I think they have Pixar there, and Samara, you can probably chime in on this one. I know they have Marvel, Pixar. They do Halloween at sea, and I believe Christmas at sea too. So they do have a couple of different themes throughout the year. But a lot of people love it. I've actually have customers that all they travel is Disney and they don't travel in any cruise line. It's no different than the Loyal to Royals or the Carnival, Loyal to Carnival. So with that being said, we're going to start with the enchanting entertainment as number one. So when it comes to the entertainment at sea, I have to say that Disney Cruise Line absolutely knocks it out the park. I actually been on Disney. I did the Disney Fantasy, and I could attest to that. Their shows are magnificent. I completely love their shows. Every time I watch one of their musicals, I am completely blown away by the sheer spectacle of all of it all. The shows are absolutely incredible, guys. We're talking about the proper Broadway level productions that bring beloved Disney stories to life with the stunning costumes and amazing sets and the world's most talented performers. One of the shows that I think that they had, I don't remember what it was the name of it, but I know that they had confetti and different things coming down from the ceiling during another theater. They might have bubbles. There's no way that even the youngest kids could find themselves boring on these shows. So keep that in mind when you are on a Disney cruise, the level of shows that they have is Broadway, and as you know, Disney is Disney, so they're going to bring it at 100%. I also love that there's enough seats for everyone in the theater, so you don't have to. You could book ahead or arrive early to get a great seat on there. Also, one of the cool things that Disney does really good is their deck parties. And if you're ever been on a Disney cruise, the entertainment doesn't just happen in the theater. You can join the most fun parties on the deck. The swimming pool converts into a deck space, and there are roped off areas in front of for the kids to guarantee that they'll get a good view. So that's one of the things that I think that Disney does very well for the little ones. They make sure that the little ones are always a part of the action. Just keep in mind, Disney does not have like any casinos or anything like that, or drink packages or stuff like that, because it's more about the kids. So if you love the Stellaway parties, the pirate nights, and many people will bring full pirate costumes, because I did. But you have to have the space in your luggage. Don't worry, guys, because you have to have some space in your luggage if you're traveling Disney, if you want to wear all this stuff. Disney will provide you with a pirate bandana to wear if you don't bring anything in your luggage for it. So keep that in mind. And it's a whole really cool thing, because whenever they do the pirate area, they have the fireworks, and it's a whole show that they produce outside in the deck area by the pool area. One thing that I've never noticed, if it was raining, I don't know where they would have their parties. I don't know if Samara, that she's here, if it's raining, if she ever had a situation where it's been raining, where would they have their parties? When I was on Disney Fantasy, I know that it wasn't raining, and we had the party at the deck area, and it was wonderful. One of the other things that they have is the character appearances. If you want to meet your favorite character at the Disney cruise, this is a much better way to do it than in the parks, and I completely agree. In the parks, you might have a queue for an hour or more, so you can see Mickey and Friends or any of the princesses. And on the ship, there rarely is a wait for more than 10 minutes. And the good thing about Disney is that sometimes you have the characters just walking around the ship. So it's not always like they're in an area per se. So, and I know that with the Disney Adventure, I think you have to have they actually make appointments ahead of time for that. So what makes Disney entertainment really special, and how they wave those little magical moments throughout the entire cruise. You might be grabbing a coffee when suddenly there's an impromptu character appearance, or you could be heading to dinner and stumble upon a mini show in the atrium. The atrium is fantastic for Disney, I will say, because the atrium is a place where it's the heart of the ship. And there's a lot of really cool things that happen in the atrium. They have all sorts of different either parties going on or shows. They even have the little baby crawl show that they do there too. But they also have storytelling in that area. So hold on, because she says it rains during the Sailaway and Pirate. Okay. But I'll tell you, it's just amazing the things that you will see in the atrium. One of my favorite moments when I was on the Disney Fantasy was queuing in for the pictures. That was a lot of fun with the main characters. And when I went during the month of Halloween. And if you go back to my Facebook, you probably see some of the pictures there. And so it was really, really cool to do that there. Movies in Disney Cruise Line, that movies galore. It's what they have a lot of great movies. While the other cruise lines might show the odd films like here and there, Disney screens their latest release in proper cinema setting. Each ship has two cinemas, indoor and outdoor movie screens, and funnel endless Disney movies on TV, which is correct. If there's a brand new Disney movie that came out on the movie theaters, you will have it on the ship immediately as it releases. So keep that in mind if that's something that you like to watch, like new Disney type movies that came out and you haven't seen it and you're going on a Disney cruise, you might have the opportunity to actually watch it there. So that's a really good thing about Disney. Doing If you ever done the transatlantic cruises, they watch more than Disney movies there, so the whole family and kids can enjoy. Because on a transatlantic cruise, you have the sometimes 8 to 7 days worth of sea days, so that's a great time to catch up on any Disney movie. So, if we reach at number 5, the best kids club at sea. This one is a little, mm, I don't know, because I remember when I went on the fantasy, they had a really amazing kids club. But I know that Royal has a really good, amazing kids club too. But because we're talking about Disney, the best kids club at sea is supposed to be Disney. My kids have been lucky enough, when I actually took her to enjoy the Disney Club at Sea. She really liked it. She had a great time. And at that time, my daughter was 10. She's now 17. So the Kids Club on Disney cruises are huge, with several different space themed throughout different movies and offering different activities. So rather than being told what the activity is at the moment, kids will always have a choice for different activities or free play. So keep that in mind. Is they make it so that your kids can have a really good time. Kids are free to move between the different themes areas and theme clubs. Younger kids will love the Toy Story area, which feels just like stepping into Andy's room, which is really cool. By the way, the Oceaneers Club accepts kids from the age of 3 to 12, so siblings can stay connected. And the unique to the Disney, almost every other cruise line splits kids into different age groups. The teen clubs are split by age, though there are 3 different areas for those age 11 to 14, 14 to 17, and 18 to 20. That means that the teens will only be in those at their own age. 11, 12, and 14 years old can choose if they want to be with each other or older friends. Not other cruise lines offer that flexibility. So keep that in mind. If you're ever, trying to figure out what you want to do with your kids, then, you can move them around. Hello, Scott from the Mustard Road. Thank you so much for being here today. There's never been a day when I sell Disney. Hey, you never know. The kids clubs are also open from about 9 a.m. until midnight. Unlike most others, they don't close for lunch, and you never need to book. Your kids can just turn up when they want to. So just keep that in mind. There are open houses sessions so that the whole family can enjoy the facilities together. Even if you don't have kids, you can just turn up and play Mario Kart or on the Nintendo Switch. So that's a really cool thing. I know that the other cruise lines don't do something like that, but I know that Disney does. So what I enjoyed the most, that I remember when I was on the Disney Fantasy, was enjoying the time with the counselors. They really know each kid. They're not just minding not just kind of like, they know your child when you're there, and they're creating genuine connections and ensuring everyone feels special at all time. Now, one of the cool things that I really liked about Disney when I went on the Fantasy was the rotational dining system. So the rotational dining system is one of my favorite things about sailing with Disney. Instead of being stuck in the same restaurant every single night, you get to move between 3 completely different themes venue. But here's the clever bit: your server team also moves with you. So that is really cool. If you've never done something like that way, you don't have to go to the main dining room every single day, the same thing. You get to go experience different main dining rooms. So the servers knew what you drink, what you usually want, what the kids want. So it makes it easier because they already know your family. So that's a really cool thing that Disney does. So the food quality is consistently fantastic, and I do attest to that. I love how each restaurant has its own unique personality. And one night you might be dining in an elegant, enchanted garden with twinkling lights and fountains, and the next you're in animated dining room where all the walls comes alive with Disney magic and theatrical dining experience that you just don't know get on every other cruise line. There's also never going to be another day when I ride Toy Story Mania with you. All right. That would be great. That would be great, Scott. Casual dining options on a Disney cruise is I always love the poolside food court. Here you can just get many different things like tacos, burritos, pizza, hot dogs, burgers, fries, grilled meats, and salads. Especially if you're at the Dream, and I think I'm correct in Samara. Let me know if I'm correct. You have Dano's Cantina on the Dream, so it's really cool because I know that Samara usually goes on the Dreams. They're also fantastic buffet called the Marceline Market. Sadly, this isn't open on the evenings, which is a shame. However, you're fancy, sometimes more casuals than the main dining room for dinner, and you head to the poolside eatery. Disney offers also the amazing food service, which is included in your cruise fare. I highly recommend the plant-based chicken tenders. You can even order a plate of Baby Bell cheese. If you know, you know. They're great cheese, especially if you love that Mickey bar. That, oh my God, the Mickey ear bars, amazing. Self-service ice cream. Most cruise line charges extra for ice cream. So of course, when you have kids, it's great when it's free of charge and you never have to say no. Could you imagine your little ones eating ice cream day in and day out? What a better way than free ice cream, right? Is on a Disney ship, you can serve yourself. There are also cones, soft serve machines with all sorts of different flavors like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and banana. And sometimes you actually get Dole Whip. If it's too much fun to make your own ice cream cone, there you have it. So, but there's also Dole Whip every so often. If you're probably asking, do they have vegan food? Yes, they do. That comes in at number 9 is vegan food. I made a list of the best cruise lines for vegans, and Disney is one of the number ones. Is the number 2. I'm sorry, Disney is the number 2 when it comes to the vegan food. It is a Sea Dream Yacht Club, and their ships only have around 100 guests, so it's a bit easier to cater at the scale than one much larger ship. So if you have a dietary requirement, then each evening the waiter will go through the menu with you the next day, and together you can plan for what you're going to eat the next day at sea or on the main dining room. There's also some fantastic meat alternatives on board, like Beyond Burgers, plant-based hot dogs, vegan pepperoni pizza, and omelets made with just eggs. For the vegan breakfast, head to the 1923 restaurant. Let your server know that you plan to visit the night before, and your breakfast will be fast and fresh for you. So yes, keep that in mind that if you're vegan and you're trying to find, a really nice meal or something that is, what you like, maybe 1923 might be able to help you there. One of the cool things that I can say that I like about Disney is the included drinks. You don't have to have, a soda package for the family or for your kids because they have included drinks. On a Disney cruise, the soft drinks are free by the pool and the buffet and all the machines you can find. You can just help yourself with the fizzy drinks. With the fizzy drinks, you also get free soft drinks and juices in the restaurant. Trust me, when I took Sophie, she loved it. She was just so happy. And alcohol is pricey, but it's usually go for soft drinks, so you can save a fortune there. If you prefer beer or wine, the Disney drink package can save you some money. You also allowed to bring 2 bottles of wine or 6 beers per person when you board. Unlike the other cruise line, Disney also allows you to bring in extra drinks in each port of call. You can drink these in your room or on your balcony. So there you have it. So you can bring alcohol on board. And I actually got a little snippet of this information. I'm just going to read it to you guys just so that you guys will know. Bring alcohol on board. Each guest 21 years and older may carry on 2 bottles of unopened wine champagne no larger than 755 ml or 6 beers no larger than 12 ounce on board on each port of call. Wine or champagne in excess of 2 allowable bottles or beers excess of 6 beers will be stored, and guests may retrieve at the end of the voyage. So you could just bring the allowable, but if you bring extra, it's going to be retrieved. All liquors and spirits, including powder alcohol, are prohibited and will be stored until the completion of your cruise. Guests must retrieve any stored alcohol, and the end of the cruise, uncollected alcohol will be destroyed and no compensation will be offered. That's what I found on the Disney site. Another nice touch is that you have a free pre-dinner cocktail or mocktail on 4 more nights. Is the other cruise line like P&O Cruise Line offers a glass of sparkling wine, but Disney is the only cruise line that have been known to offer a cocktail during that time. So there you guys have it. If you didn't know that, now you do know that. Coming in hot in number 11, the crew members. From the moment you step on board, you're treated like a royalty, but it's wonderful, warm, friendly ways to feel genuinely personal rather than stuffy or forced. Disney Cruise Line crew members go above and beyond to make sure that every guest is happy, and if you request something, they never say no. They always say, let me see what I can, if I can make that happen, and they almost always will. I will attest to that because when I went on the cruise, it was my daughter's 10th birthday, and let me tell you, they made it special every evening. It was just amazing. Those crew members are phenomenal at what they do, and it's not just Disney. Is at least everywhere I've been on a cruise, the crew members have been great. Never had any problems with any of them. So I can completely attest to that. Hello, Miss Edna. How you doing, my love? Thank you so much for being here today. In the dining room, if you want someone that is something that is not in the menu, with a 12-hour notice, they can do that for you. So just keep that in mind. If there's something that you're wanting, just let them know and they will get it done for you. And the staff is always ready to serve you. They're just amazing. Like when it comes to kids entertain, jokes, magic trees, even when they built little origamis. I don't know how many of you guys have been on Disney cruise lines, but when I went, and I don't have it here, I have it in a box in storage. They did like a little flower and some little birds, and it was really cool. It was a really good experience when we did the Disney Fantasy. The housekeeping team always goes above and beyond as well. They don't just make up your room; they create adorable towel animals and leave chocolates in your pillow. So it's just amazing the different little things that these cruise lines can do for you. So keep that in mind when traveling on a cruise, that that they're amazing people. They also work a long hours. Some of them have even 12 to 14-hour shifts a day. There's no vacation time, there's no time off or anything like that, and they're always doing it with a smile. So keep that in mind whenever you're traveling on a cruise. The guest to crew ratio on a Disney cruise is perfect. There's always seems to be someone nearby when you need them, but they're never hovering or making you feel uncomfortable. So I remember that when I went over there were always somebody around, so you can always find somebody if you ever need it, that person. Samara says the magic on Picture Mystery Game, Love on the Dream, and Fantasy. Awesome. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the stateroom comforts. I absolutely love our room. We had a veranda balcony cabin on the aft of the ship when we went on Disney. And let me tell you, the details on that room was phenomenal. My favorite feature was the split bathroom setup. And it was absolute game changer when you were traveling with your family. I don't know how many of you guys have traveled on Disney, but they actually have two different bathrooms. One is a full bathroom and one is a half bathroom without the bathtub. So while one person is having a shower, someone else can be using the other bathroom, to get ready, or just for if they need to use the bathroom for other reasons, they have it there. And it's practical touches that make your morning so much smoother, because you don't have to wait on that bathroom. It's just one. The beds are super comfy too. It feels like you're sleeping on clouds. There's curtains to separate the double beds with the kids' beds to offer some privacy. The pull down bunk has a lovely starry sky painted over the ceiling with a surprise midway through your cruise kids bedding. They'll change the plain duvets to character themed bedding. When I went, it was just magical. I will say that it was a super magical. So there are too many little touches to mention all of them, from the gorgeous toiletries to the little cable tidies that your stateroom attendants might add to keep your wires neat. Everything is in a spot. Um, Now, one of the things that, if you guys know, every cruise line has their own private island, and that is number 13. It is the private island. Disney has two private island resorts in the Bahamas. They have the Castaway and the Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. Um, they're each have their own unique charm, but but if you want to spend the day in one of these destinations, you will have to highlight, you have to go on a Disney cruise in order to do that. The island resort has something for everybody, whether you want to chill as an adult or only beach, or splash around with the kids in the splash parks, or even get active like the hike for the 5K run. You can do all of that. I don't know how many of you guys knew, but I did the 5K run back 7 years ago, and I had a really great time. Now, in the private island, they do have, and on the ship, they do have adults only spaces. Disney cruise are just as popular as adults, as Disney cruise are just as popular with adults as they are with kids. If you cruise outside the school holidays, you can expect to see very few kids on board. To cater for people who prefer a more sophisticated break, there are a large section of each ships where kids aren't allowed. There are several bars, where they only have adults only in the evenings, and specialty restaurants don't allow children either. So keep that in mind when traveling with the little ones. The Quiet Cove pool is, like a little sanctuary, you can say. No splashing, no squealing, just peaceful swimming and sunbathing. It's also the only place where you will find a hot tub. The Sunset Spa features a rainforest room, which is the nicest thermal suite you will ever see on a Disney fleet. Also, the outdoor spaces like the Disney Wish and the Disney Treasure, which is absolutely huge, with two massive hot tubs. And also, guys, the water slides. I don't know, Royal is known to have a theme park water slide at sea, but the water slide on a Disney cruise line is a little bit different. And if you love the Disney cruise water slides, each ship has several different slides, so there's something for everyone. The aqueduct slides on the Disney Magic are actually pretty terrifying, but most slides are more tame. The Disney Wish and the Disney Treasure have water coasters, which include short movies as part of the experience, and all the ships have yellow slides that kids age 4 to 14 will love, as well as some smaller slides for toddlers. If you want to know, more about the slides on a ship, you can check out, the Disney Cruise Line water slides. Maybe Google that, and you will be able to see all the different ones. One of the cool things that Disney also have is magic bands. Magic bands works on the ship as well as in the park. So the only thing that comes close to Disney Magic Band is the Princess Cruise Medallion, if you've ever been on Princess. The Magic Bands work to open your doors, sign kids in and out of the kids club, and you can make purchases on board. Basically, everything you need that the car does, the Magic Band will do for you. They're totally optional, but it's nice touch for people like me, who usually, I don't like to, if you don't have pockets, I don't like to just have everything. So the little Magic Band would work perfectly for me. I would love it. It'll replace my cruise card, and I don't have to worry about it, especially for the little ones. If you just put the Magic Band, then they have everything there. I'm going to talk a little bit about the loyalty benefits for Disney. But before I do that, I want to share with you, because we're halfway through the program here, I want to share with you something that we actually have that we would like we want to invite you on. So check this out.
Good afternoon, everybody. We've got an exciting group cruise announcement for you. This time around, it's going to be a very special occasion, as we have managed to get an invite to the inaugural sailing of the one and only MSC World Atlantic. This time around, we'll be sailing out from Port Canaveral in Orlando, Florida on November 13th, 2027. From there, the ship will be docking at Nassau in the Bahamas on the 14th and MSC's private Ocean Cay Marine Reserve on the 15th. After that, there'll be a relaxing day at sea where you can be one of the first people to explore this lovely new ship. On the 17th, they'll be docking in Cozumel, Mexico, followed by Costa Maya in Mexico on the 18th. From there, a single day at sea will be taking you back to Orlando to conclude the inaugural sailing. Be sure to book your cabins quick, as inaugurals like this tend to sell out really fast. You can contact us at jagonzalez@expediacruises.com or call us directly at 813-608-2935. We hope to see you on board with us.
Well, there you guys have it. If you guys want to come with us on our group cruise on MSC World Atlantic, I know it has nothing to do with Disney. Just give me a call and I'll be more than happy to get you a cabin and you could be part of my group cruise there. But we're going to continue with the Disney loyalty benefits. And this is a really cool thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I find that on most cruise ships, the loyalty program never really gives you much. And at least in this case, when you are in the top tiers where you may feel the drink package and spot visits, but in a Disney cruise, your loyalty perks start at the end of your first visit. While on board, you have the opportunity to buy the placeholder, which will give you a whopping 10% of your next cruise. And you can use it for almost any sailing in the next 2 years. Or if you decide that you don't want to do that with Disney again, then it's fully refundable. As a Castaway Club member, you also have a welcome gift on your second cruise and each cruise thereafter. Last year, when I went, I have this really cool little beach bag that I got from, but that was a long time ago. I haven't been on another Disney cruise. So maybe when I go now, they'll probably have something completely different than what I got. But keep that in mind. They do have, for the Castaway members, they do have different loyalty status. No different than the other cruise lines, and you get to have different perks with each of them. The sense of the community, guys, is the Disney Cruise Line allows the WhatsApp to work on the ship so that the guests can message each other for free without needing a Wi-Fi package. Not sure if you guys actually knew that, but that is a really good perk because even if you're just using the Wi-Fi package to get a hold of your family or something like that, well, you have it for free on a Disney cruise ship, and you can actually call home and speak with your loved ones while you're on a Disney cruise ship. So keep that in mind that you're able to do that on there. So let me see. And the last one that we have here. Okay, so there's also something called pixie dusting. Let me talk about this pixie dusting. And I learned about it, when I went on the fantasy. I don't know how many of you guys know about this, but it involves giving out random gifts to strangers for no apparent reason. It's not like the duck situation where you just, you hide the ducks and things like that. My daughter was pixie dusted, and I love it because, I love Tinkerbell. And she had a little cute little toy. I think she got like a little, it was, how do you call it? A Toy Story toy. And she was very happy when they gave her this little toy thing. And you can pixie dust however many cabins you want. Guys, go on Facebook because sometimes you have like those Facebook cruise things and you can become part of that community for the specific ship sailing that you're going on. And they do the pixie dusting there and all of that cool stuff. And you have like a list of people that are doing it. And then maybe you guys can do it all together. I don't know if Samara is ever part of this pixie dusting, but if she does or have done it, she'll probably put it on the comments for you guys. I have not done it. I've heard about it. So, and we were part of one of them, but that was to that extent. So just keep that in mind, when traveling with Disney. The last one we're going to talk about, which is the 19, and then we're going to open it up to the floor here. The bathroom amenities, the toiletries on Disney, they're amazing. And I love their toiletries that the bathroom has in a Disney ship. For some reason, most cruise ships don't provide conditioner, but of course, Disney does. That's one of the less things to pack. There's also a shower gel, hand wash, and a cute soap with has a Mickey face on it, which is really really cute. I don't know if they have changed it since the time that we went. So you never have to worry about running out of clean towels. You ever have to worry about, the black flannel to take your makeup off to avoid staining the white ones. They give you all of that. So I also love that the public restrooms and there have machines where you can get, your sanitary towels if you're a young lady for free. So keep that in mind as well. Most cruise ships don't offer any vending machines for sanitary products. And I've heard horror stories where people have been caught shore at sea and found that the shop doesn't even sell them. So at Disney, you don't got to worry about that. Look at that. Samara. Hey, Miss Katie, how are you, mommy? Thank you so much for being here. Um, okay, so wait a minute. I see here that Samara's do the fish extender. Look at that. She has a really good, so I can get free gifts. So Samara is part of the pixie dusting over there. So you guys might say, okay, so why is Disney like so different? Before I took my first Disney cruise in the Disney Magic, um, I I always thought, for a little bit that it might be a little bit loud, too many kids, because, they don't have any kind of like casino or anything for the adults and things like that. But Disney could be fun. It could be fun if that's what you like. And the cruises are elegant and luxurious, warm and welcoming, and all of the above, and a lot of great fun that you have at Disney. The food is better than most ships. The soft drinks are included, and the service are at its best. There are no casinos on board and no unlimited drink package, two things which most cruise lines rely on for a large portion of their income. So they just do the cost more for the most family cruise lines. But in my opinion, Disney is worth every penny. To be honest with you, if you're looking to booking a Disney cruise, just give me a call. I know that they don't do a lot of specials when it comes to Disney. I haven't had a lot of special come through my desk lately. The last one that they had was really cool because it had to do with the Disney Plus, and the kids sale free during that time. So I booked a lot of Disney during that time. But I will say, because I've been on Disney, that they're a fantastic cruise line to actually travel in. Their food is very, very good. Their Broadway shows are amazing. You do have to pay for the popcorn though on there, versus I don't know if maybe other cruise lines are actually charging now, but they used to be free on other cruise lines. If you know, you know. But they're just great because if you like the Disney parks, they're bringing you the Disney experience onto the ships. And I do agree when I was reading the article, I do agree when it comes to meeting the characters and things like that, because it's less people than the parks itself. But then sometimes you actually do have the interaction with characters around the ships in different places. You could be walking one place and there's a character there, and you could take pictures with them and interact with them and things like that. So that's really cool that they have that. They also have the pixie dusting. I think that Disney is the only cruise line that doesn't do the duck hiding. They used to, but they got done with that. But I do have friends that have gone on Disney and they're still doing it. Some people still finding ducks on Disney, so I'm not quite sure, how Disney, if they're monitoring that, or they're just, at one point say, you know what, it's going to be what it is. I'm not sure. But when I went on a Disney cruise, and this is my personal opinion, the only thing that I really didn't like is that I felt that they didn't have a lot of adult things to do, that it was mainly all for the kids. And the things that the adults had to do, also more Disney related, you can say. Even on the club at night, the music, it was different and things like that. It's more mellow. If if you can put it that way. So if you ever wanting to go on a Disney cruise, I will suggest Disney Wish, Disney Fantasy, the Destiny, the Treasure. I don't know if you want to go to Singapore and get on the travel adventures over there, but it's really up to you. But I do suggest you try it at least one time. Eventually, one day I will go back on another Disney cruise. I would like to try out the Destiny, the Treasure, and eventually the Disney Adventure at one point. I would like to try it and check and see, but that means that I will have to go to Singapore in order to do something like that. So keep that in mind, when you're doing all of that stuff. So um what else could I tell you about the Disney? When I went on, it's just been 7 years when I went on one. One thing that Disney has really cool is their horn, their ship horn. Is so cute. It's very different than the other cruise lines. Like I said, the crew is amazing, guys. It's just no different than any other cruise line. The crew members are going to treat you very well with a lot of respect. I will say that because of my allergy that I have with shellfish, like you guys been knowing for a while, that they treated me very well. I never had a problem. They always accommodate. They're very accommodating. If there's something that maybe you want to eat that is not in the menu, they will try their best to get it done for you. Just make sure you ask and you let them know so that they'll be able to assist and help you guys out when it comes to that. So if, like I said, if you're ever planning or if you actually went on a Disney cruise, it will be nice. I know Samara does because Samara travels Disney all the time. But if you guys are watching the replay, just put it in the comments. Let me know if you ever been on a cruise, a Disney cruise, and when is your next Disney cruise adventure. I haven't done a Disney cruise, like I said, in 7 years. I am planning on going back to Disney because I want to try one of their newer ships. I have heard really good things about like the Wish with their new shows and the Wish, and I think the Wish, the Destiny, and the Treasure, they actually have the new kind of like musical dining area where you're dining and it's a musical like Elsa, and they have Coco also on there. So keep that in mind that it's kind of an experience, you can say, when it comes to Disney. It's a different experience. It's very magical. And one thing that I do know, I don't know if they're still doing it. When I went 7 years ago, and I'm going to tell you guys this little story because it's kind of cool. When we went 7 years ago, one of my daughters left her luggage here with her formal dresses and things like that for Disney. And we were trying to find her something, for the formal nights and things like that, but they don't have anything over there. And I remember going to guest services to ask if they knew any shops at the port where we were going to kind of like get her something kind of like decent for formal night. And to my knowledge, because I didn't even know about this, but maybe you guys do, they actually have tuxedos and dresses available for you if something like that were to happen on a Disney cruise. I don't know, guys. This was like 7 years ago. I don't know if that's something that is still happening today. But back then, they actually had that service where they could get you a full tuxedo if you need it, any size, and a dress. So they helped us with that. So I don't know, Samara, I know you're here, and I don't know how many other people that are watching the show that are here. You might want to correct me on that, but I don't know if you ever had that experience, or maybe Samara, when you go in November, maybe you can ask to see. Oh, they still have it. Okay, so there you go. They still have it. So just in case, guys, if something like that were to happen to you on a Disney cruise, don't worry. Just go to guest services and they will help you out. Crazy. It was crazy. You can go in pajamas. I'm telling you, that was a great experience. It was super magical, at least for me, because it saved us quite a bit of money. She had all her dresses and everything like that, and the luggage was here at the house. And yeah, so it saved us quite a little money. So shout out to you, Disney Fantasy, for helping us out. And duck slippers, laugh aloud, no Dollar Tree. That is funny, Samara, no Dollar Tree. But yeah, Disney has a lot of great things, whether you're in the park itself or on a resort or the cruise line. Their customer service, the loyalty to their customers is at 100%. And that's one of the cool things that I love about Disney. I am an annual pass holder, and I go almost all the time to Disney parks, and they're just amazing. And if something goes wrong, just let them know and they'll try to fix it. And if they can't fix it, they'll figure something out for you. But I'll tell you, it's something incredible you know when you look back, because my daughter actually worked for Disney for a while. I think she worked there almost 5 years. And she's always says, you know what, mom, if one day I retire, I want to retire and go back working for Disney. And I've heard a lot of the people that actually work for Disney, I have a friend of mine that he's been on Disney for almost 30 years now, with the company, and they love it. Sometimes I wonder, like when I was reading and researching about this topic today, I sometimes wonder if Walt was here, how will he feel about all the changes that his company brought out here? Because to be honest, I remember when I moved here to Florida back in 1996, the Disney park tickets were about $25 for the child and $48 for the adult at that time. And now you're looking at almost $200, the entrance fee. And it's crazy how expensive the Disney cruise line cruise can be compared to a royal cruise or a celebrity cruise or anything like that. And sometimes, guys, weirdly so, sometimes you can find really good deals and they're comparable to Royal and Carnival and all of that when it comes to pricing. But the only downfall is if you are that kind of person, if you do it because you have little kids and you're going to go onto the cruise line, because you're having the little ones and you want to take them. I think that the average kids, and I know there's other kids that are well beyond adults now that are Disney fanatics and they still go on all of these. But the average kids that you see there is about 12 and 13. And then you have the Disney fanatics, that love the Disney, that, they enjoy that kind of thing. But after a while, depending on your child, they might not even enjoy a Disney cruise. That's the reason when I took Sophie, I did it when she was 10, because I was afraid that if I waited a little longer, she was not, it's mainly like, for the little kids. And I don't know how much fun she was going to have on it. So, just keep that in mind when booking a cruise, keep that in mind. But they also have a really amazing, kids area where their kids are going to have an amazing time. They're going to love it. And if your kids like to interact with other children, they will thrive in that area. It's just crazy how much fun that they will have. And because I've seen children on cruise lines that they love to meet other little kids, and they love the kids clubs and all of that stuff. They thrive in that scenario, especially like Royal, where they have the STEM programs, and they teach the kids about all sorts of different things. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but they have STEM programs on there. They also have programs for the autistic children on their ships as well. So they have all sorts of different cool stuff for the kids to enjoy. So keep that in mind when you're balancing whether Disney or Royal or things like that. But it just depends, you guys. It just depends, where do you want to spend your money in, and how do you want to do it, to be honest with you. So yeah, so that's all that I have about Disney. So what are you guys up to the rest of the week? Tomorrow we have an Across the Wave show Let me see where we're going tomorrow, because I know we have an across the way show tomorrow. Let's see. Hold on. I'll tell you real quick. Tomorrow we're going to be in the Norwegian fjords. So tomorrow is going to be the Norwegian fjords at 8 p.m. So we're going to be here with Cruising with Keith and Jeffy. We're going to talk about the Norwegian fjords. And I do apologize. Last week, last minute, I ended up having to cancel the show. I had to go visit one of our family members at the hospital. Everything is okay, but it was kind of like last minute, so I had to go visit them. Everything is great and dandy. They're back at home, and everybody is going great. So that is a so it was kind of like literally like a 30-minute before the show. So we moved Mumbai to June 24th, I believe. But tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Norwegian fjord. So I'm looking forward to that, because now I started doing all my research, but I'm still in the middle of it, learning about the Norwegian fjord, because I was already ready for the Mumbai thing. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And we found a lot of really, really good stuff over there too. So what are you guys up to? I know that Samara's next trip is in November. I'm leaving on Utopia of the Seas this Friday. If you guys are new here to the channel, the reason why I'm going on Utopia is one of my daughters is getting married in December, and we're having her bachelorette party this Friday on Utopia of the Sea. So I'll be back on Monday, and then we have our show on Tuesday. Next week's show, I think we have it up. Let me see. I could be wrong. Maybe not. I haven't put a show for next week. All right, so I have to work on that. Let's see what I figure out. Maybe we'll just do a cruise talk show next weekend. We could talk about Utopia, what's new, what's changed, and things like that. Because I don't know if you guys know, the Oasis class ships, they're going on their refurbishment, some of them, and they're removing the bionic arm and the bionic bar, and they're bringing Pesky Parrot. So I want to check and see. Even though I've been on Utopia, this is my third time on Utopia of the Seas. I'm actually looking to see what's new there. You never know. You find something new, or sometimes you find something that you haven't seen before. So I will be vlogging this coming 3 days. I will be vlogging. If I have time, I might do a live stream. If I have time, I'm not going to promise one. But if you see me on the live stream, it's because I had the time. Birthday cruise in 6 days. I wave as you get on the ship. Oh, that's so cute. I know, Miss Katie, we're gonna be like, hey. But it's going to be great, guys. It's going to be great. I can't wait to celebrate with my daughter. My mom will be there, so I can't wait to spend time with family. So I will vlog as much as I can. I'm not going to vlog what they're going to be doing. I'm going to vlog something completely different, but maybe I put a little snippet here and there. We'll see. We are going to be going to the Royal Beach Club, so that's where I might come live from the Royal Beach Club, depending on how the Wi-Fi works. If the Wi-Fi works perfectly and we have good signal, I might do a live stream from Royal Beach Club so that you guys can see it live. Being that I've been on Utopia, we've done live streaming from Utopia and all of that, but we have never been on the Royal Beach Club. So if you've never seen it live, I'm going to try and do a live stream from over there and get to bring you guys along. And hopefully the Wi-Fi will work. But like I said, I don't promise it because I don't know if the Wi-Fi is going to be at its best. So keep that in mind for the weekend. That will be, we leave on Friday. Saturday is the beach club. So if you see me come live, it's because we're at the beach club. So keep that in mind. And I will be vlogging the beach club. So, and I'm going to possibly do a live stream for you guys. I will leave everybody behind. But hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I'm so glad to see a lot of you guys here. And for those of you that never comment, thank you guys for always being supportive to the channel and being here with us today. And I'm looking forward to spending some time tomorrow at 8 p.m. And yeah, we can enjoy our time here. And that's all that I have for you guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the show. Look, we're like 3 minutes ahead. Anything else that you guys want to say or do? What's going on? What is going on? I know Katie is going on her birthday cruise. I know Samara is going in November. I'm leaving on Friday. I have a lot of people traveling. I have a customer, a new customer that I booked her cruise today. She's also leaving on Friday, and we're going to be in NASA on the same exact day. So I might get to know her there. So shout out to Miss Tamika. She's a new customer for me. But with that being said, guys, I love you guys all to the moon and back. Stay safe. God bless each and every one of you guys. And I will see you next week. Well, possibly on Saturday, but more than likely next week on Tuesday. And I will see you tomorrow on Across the Wave at 8 p.m., all the way from the Norwegian fjords. Ta ta for now, guys. Love you. Bye bye, guys. Take care.